Alright, hello and welcome back, everybody. So, picking up where we last left off, we just finished up Han Leith and got Shale, another companion. And I think since we already got Sten his sword, we're basically done with his quest line. Let's go ahead and talk to Alistair and then Win, see kind of where they're at.
Something on your mind?
See if there's anything else I can...
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of. I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I won't do that.
I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
Not like my family died or anything.
Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry. Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, not to mention we just brought up my traumatic past, but we just kind of skip on over it. Alright, I guess anytime. Alright, cool. So at least we have Alistair progressing that.
I must ask,
and get a little bit of
does
approval.
being a Grey Warden mean to you?
I guess right now, killing as many darkspawn before I die.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing darkspawn and saving the world from the blight. Ultimately,
Says you.
being a Grey Warden is about serving others, about serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men. As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
I'm getting really distracted by like the rock armor effect coming off of her. Just looks like she's got big ass dandruff coming out off her head. Alright, I'll keep that.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant. If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Alright, minor approval. Let's go. Alright, time to head to Orzammar. I think I've been saying that for a while. But every time I feel like I sit down and I start getting invested in parts of the playthrough or whatnot, I get busy. Like my personal life just gets busy, and you know, that takes precedent. Alright, now if I remember this correctly, there should be bounty hunters up here. Or unless, did we fight them already? I think I fought them already, right? Ah, shit, man. See, it's been a while. I haven't played, and I forgot what I did. Well, hey, man. I got like a memory of an elephant. I'm never going to forget this stupid-ass ambush because I died too many times when I first started playing it. Because I think the one of the mages from that ambush shoots a fireball like right at the beginning. All right.
King Loghain will not.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign Dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
None more important than mine.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must limit outside influence until the throne is settled. No one gets in.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Iduken returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Says
Well,
you.
that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Forget it. I'm not going to try to intimidate him. I've had enough.
I will at that. I'm a messenger of King Loghain.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Now
Okay.
let's see. Which one first?
I forgot how to play for a minute. Jeez. I was tapping the left bumper as if that was the pause button, but I think that's for KOTOR.
Where do I go? Yes?
Yes.
When, let's, yeah, we should do Stone Fist. Forget it. That's good enough. Gwen, did
Ready.
you? No. Did I? Oh man, I must have missed.
Here I am.
Oh shoot. I was like, oh no, I should be able to pull off a lot more damage than this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. How? How did you not die? And I don't want to move forward because I don't want to activate that glyph. Alright, great job, guys.
Good on.
Shoot, I think 26 might be the highest that I need. Hang on. Let me check. 26 dex. Okay, yeah, that's the highest I need for shield mastery. I definitely want to get that. Alright, so now I guess I can pump the rest into other attributes. I guess I don't really need... I mean, having some con would be good. What else can I get? Can I get anything? Ooh. I'm sure Loghain has this, so I'm... Damn it. This one's good, but at the same time, like, taunt is even better, but I still need to go through precise striking. And I know I'm not going to use that. Alright, so I'll tell you what, this one's going to have the immediate impact. We'll get that one. I eventually do want to get the shield mastery passives. Okay. Health poultice, I'll take it. And the bodyguard had an injury kit. Okay. Oh, wait. I almost left. I'm like, wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, that messenger, you don't gotta worry about him anymore.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Okay.
Trust Vala, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
I shall follow.
Let's go.
Okay.
For the love of paragons, please.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like
I think, at least it's my understanding, like paragons are exceptional
You know, you never
dwarves
did
that
tell
are
me how
like
you passed the
leaders
time in
within.
that cage for so long.
No, I didn't.
So, what did you do in there?
A training exercise. I would observe an object, and then try to think of all the words in your language which began with the same letter as its name.
That? Wait, just wait. You're joking again, aren't you?
No.
You are not telling me that you played I Spy against yourself for 20 days?
There are a lot of things in Lothering that begin with G.
I know some people don't like Sten, but I can't help it. I find him hilarious. Same thing with like Alistair's boyish naivete at times.
It is the assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harriman was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You will not speak that way about the man who should be king!
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that soddy fool, I'll have him in the Legion.
Wow. So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Yeah. Now that you actually like
Win.
stop and kind of take it in,
Yes, Alistair?
it is pretty big.
My shirt has a hole in it.
I see. And?
Can you mend it when we get back to camp?
Can't you mend your own clothes? Why do I have to do it?
Sometimes I pick up too much fabric and it ends up all puckered and the entire garment hangs wrong afterward. And you're, you know, grandmotherly. Grandmothers do that sort of thing, don't they? Darning socks and whatnot. You don't want me to have to fight Darkspawn in a shirt with a hole, do you? It might get bigger. I might catch cold.
Oh, all right. I'll mend your shirt the next time we set up camp.
Oh, and while you're at it, the elbows kind of need patching too.
Careful, young man. Or puckered garments may be the least of your problems.
God, he's such a
Ancestors
baby
guard my
sometimes.
son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers keep him safe.
All right, let's go around. We're
I'm
gonna pick
sorry.
up
Did you
all
have more
the
friends
side
for the
quests in this area
ancestors?
too.
Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone. My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way... How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself. A warden. So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company packing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
I thought for sure Sten was going to disapprove. I'm like, don't do that to me.
What is that smell? Dwarven vomit. Charming.
Brother Burke.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I'm not very religious, sorry.
Oh, you look as if you come from the surface. I thought perhaps you were raised in the way of the Chantry. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar. There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. But Orzammar persists in worshipping its paragons and forefathers instead of the Maker.
Let them worship whatever they like. The Kun is the only way to enlightenment.
Alright, it's done, buddy.
Perhaps. Each must find his own way to the truth.
Are you saying you will help?
Alright, I have to pick this. I was talking with Sten.
Never mind. The Shaper of Memories has refused me so far. I thought perhaps with another advocate. Well, if you have a change of heart, let me know.
Alright, I had to pick that one, okay?
Maker's blood. I never expected to see you back. Is there something? Of course, the Shaper.
Right. I gotta go to the Shaper 8. But, oh man, that was great. Does that mean you'll help? No, I was just talking to my friend. Oh. Oh shit. Duh. I should look on the mini-map. Like, there's no building there to enter.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here.
Right.
Calm people down.
What you
Make
got?
them think we should open the gates
Legnar,
for good. The more
or whatever
cracks
his
in the
name is.
old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for. Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Alright, whatever.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Shadow of the Empire? What the heck is this? 2 strength, 2 strength, 2 dex, 2 stamina regen in combat. That's pretty cool. I don't really think I want to do that though. Alright, I gotta remember that he also has gifts here too. Oh, wait. Alright, I'll give that when we pick up Ogren. I'm kind of tempted to buy that, but no, I'll save my money. That's the bar. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go in. Oh, I could go for a beer right now.
Atrast Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about.
Nice crisp
Welcome to
wheat
Tapsters.
beer.
I'm
Oh,
Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
sure,
With
give me a drink.
52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines. We should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
The strongest thing. Round of your best brew for myself and on the
I'm
house.
feeling generous. A round of Valentis Red for everyone.
Sweet.
This, my friend, is the Paragon of Ales. The best your money can buy. Enjoy.
Thanks.
told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy?
Maybe I shouldn't have come in here first.
They're everywhere. I can't take it. What? Get away. You'll change like the rest. Monsters hidden in all my friends.
What are you talking
They
about?
follow you. Once you are in the story, they possess your friends and follow. See? I found copies. All from the same pen and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Okay, that's the start of the Unbound quest, I guess.
Lord Dennick Helmi, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns.
Well, by the
You
look of you,
understand what
well,
I'm
never
saying,
mind.
right?
Dwarves probably live
On the
to
surface,
be-
there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Huh.
You don't get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand out.
You mean besides being a human?
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I've always liked that one. You know,
No offense, dude. I
most
just
smiths
walked in
and
here.
tavern
I didn't
thieves would
remember
make
you were here.
decent dashers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the casts are even necessary. Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality. I doubt either
I
candidate has
guess
been outside
the
the
more I think
Diamond
about
Order in
this,
his
yeah,
life.
Balin is more of
Lord
the
Harriman
progressive,
seems a
like,
bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him
versus
that. And
conservative
subtle as
of
sin.
traditionalists.
But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning. Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the Assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
Wow.
As you wish.
I didn't realize that it was that, like, black and white, clear cut, no real changing castes. Because I guess, like, what if you married into... Well, I guess you couldn't marry into a higher caste. They probably wouldn't let you. It's probably, like, nonsense to them. All right, Bucket Helmet, let's take a look at you. What you got? Usaris, right? Isn't this your... Oh, does it? Oh, this is his sword. That's why I didn't get rid of it. I'm glad I didn't get rid of that, because I feel like that would be a betrayal of trust. Especially for someone like a character I actually like. That's the merchant. I think that's a blacksmith. Oh, that's where you find Dagna, right? That's locked.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Oh, shit. Here you are. Dagna's father's in that shop that I was referring to. What's up?
Look like you're not from around here.
Yeah. Observation here is very good.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle? I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You're crazy. Dwarves can't do
I don't
magic.
want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable
okay.
exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
When you put it that way, that sounds like a great idea. Okay.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
That is, if I can convince your father. The diamond quarter. That's too rich for my blood. I think there's... You have
Greetings,
the
and welcome to
ring?
Garen
I
Garrison's
want?
luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you.
And a dagger?
I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
I don't know. What? Nothing coherent.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging, then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
I don't really care about the effects right now. I will do that. Oh, so close. So close. Life giver. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, man, that's like... I think I've always used that for any kind of blood mage build I've done. Tome of Physical Technique. Okay, I'll definitely be able to buy that. Oh, snap. I didn't realize I had that. I'll definitely be able to buy that eventually. Yeah, alright, why not? I kind of don't... Yeah, I don't want to get rid of all that. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay, I'm definitely not going to have enough. Not going to sell the Drake scales. Yeah, okay, I'll come back eventually for that, so... Okay, hang on. I think I can get money from this guy.
I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down. Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Aren't they, like, everywhere? No? I hear it. Come here. Man, that was so hard.
Go
Almost
on,
got away
I'm
from
out
me.
of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Here.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
12. Oh, man. I was really hoping for a lot more. Poop. Alright, I'll tell you what. Let's go to Dagna's father.
You're back? But it takes two...
Oh, shoot.
I'm guessing you haven't left yet. I'll be...
Oh, damn it. I guess I should have realized I should have taken the missive to Circle Tower itself.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
What? Stop fussing with it. You'll make it worse.
It itches.
Yes, it's healing. Don't touch it.
But it's distracting. Can I rub it through the bandage? That's not really scratching.
Alistair, if you open that wound up, I'm not going to heal it again. You can just treat it yourself. And if it festers, weeping bloody pus, and burns like the flames of Andraste's pyre, don't come to me. All I'm going to say is, Alistair, didn't I tell you not to touch it?
It won't really fester, will it?
Why don't you try scratching and see?
I guess it doesn't itch so much now.
Oh, God. It's like the conversations I overhear with, like, my relatives. talking to their children. Sure.
Good day, stranger. Welcome
Let's
to
do
the
this.
proving arena. We're still closed until the fighters make their preparations, but come back this afternoon if you want to watch the show.
Man, I don't remember anything about this. Alright, I guess I just should go to the Diamond Quarter then.
Do you think the tower is ever going to get back to what it was, Win?
I don't know. A great number of people died. It will be difficult to imagine rebuilding, with that cloud hanging over everything for many years to come.
Yep. Council writ. Just got to get that because I think that's where you need that for the Ring of Orzammar.
So the closer you live to the surface, the higher class you are. Unless you're actually on the surface.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
Lady Days.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
And I'm off.
Iduken, Shield of
Lord
Orzammar.
Balin's impending marriage to a castless proves his
So, how is it the dwarves have a king? I thought they voted on everything, or something like that.
I don't know. It's a great question because I can't remember diddly squat. All right. Is there anybody else here? Vartag.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now. My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrowmont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests. Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Oh, excuse me, two assembly members. Desher is their formal title. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes. That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty. Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion. I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it? Don't expect this offer to last. If I will be here.
Okay.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the surface trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Yeah.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne. Dulin Ferender, Harriman's man, can be found at the Harrimont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Ferender, second to Lord Harrimont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrimont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. You're asking the King of Orzammar to send armies to the surface, but Orzammar has no king, and we have no army. Right now, the men who should be fighting Darkspawn are brawling in the street. If this situation is not resolved, we face civil war. If you want Lord Harrimont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later. I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused? If you want Lord Harrimont's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrimont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrimont's best fighters into stepping down. The proving is a contest of the best warriors in Orzammar. By fighting, they show who has the ancestors' favor. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harrimont's champion, it would prove your loyalty beyond a doubt. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrimont would have no fear of meeting with you then. Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Or if you change your mind,
raise your voice in favor of Lord Balin. He will bring us change and prosperity.
speak.
Ready.
Now, this is a challenge. All right. Yes. This part takes
You need?
Let's go.
Over with. All right. Bend that off. Yes.
I go. At your order.
We must fight.
Your word.
It is done.
Oh, look, it wants to fight.
It shall be as you say.
How about you then? Watch it!
I bear the scars of battle.
As you wish.